limits. So LM x, there is a arrow mark 2. So what is that? LM means basically limits. Okay, x, there is a arrow mark 2. It means x approaches 2. It means x is very closer to 2. Then there is a function x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2. Okay, right. So what is a limit? Limit is basically or simply like we are trying to predict the value of this. Okay, we are trying to predict the value of this function when x approaches 2. Approaches 2 means when x is very closer to a specific number. So what is limit? Limit is we are trying to predict the value of a function as x gets very closer to a specific number. In this particular question, we are trying to find the value of this function when x is very closer to 2. Now you may have a question, why x very closer to 2? Why not exactly x is equal to 2? You may have a question. This, okay, I will show you. We'll write the same function, okay? We'll write the same function, x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2, right? So what is the limit? X is equal to 2, no? Right. We'll put 2 in the question, okay? We are going to substitute 2 in the question. So it will be 2 squared minus 4 divided by 2 minus 2. Okay, so 2 squared minus 4 is 4 minus 4, 0. 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, in maths, you cannot divide a number by 0. Basically, you cannot divide a number by 0. It can be any number. You can like 0 by 0 or like 10 by 0 or 999 by 0. Anything you can't do. Okay, you cannot divide a number by 0 in maths. Basically, it is undefined. So this is the problem. So when you substitute 2, you can't get the answer. When you substitute 2, you can't get the answer. Basically, at that particular time, this function doesn't exist. At when x is equal to 2, this function doesn't exist. It's like getting crash. Okay, right. So, but we want to know. So, when x is equal to at like what towards what it was going, the graph was going towards what we need to know that. So, this is where the limit is very important. So, I will show you how to find that. Let's say we'll write the same function. Okay, x squared minus 4 divided by x minus 2. When x is equal to 2, we are not getting answer, right? What we will do, we will put a closer number, like a number closer to this, like 1.9. So now if you substitute 1.9 in the function, you will get around 3.9, right? Okay. We'll put x is equal to 1.99. If you put like that, you will get answer. If you substitute here, you will get answer like 3.99. So now you may have understanding. Okay, so it is getting closer to 4. We'll confirm that. We'll put 2.01. You will get answer 4.01, right? Now you may have understanding. Okay, when x is equal to 2, actually the function doesn't exist at 2, but still it was going towards 4. Okay, if it didn't get crashed, maybe the answer would be 4. So okay, so it was going towards 4. This is what we use limit for, trying to predict the value of a function. Okay, right. So there can be 6 type of questions. Okay, there can be 6 types of question mainly. So it means 6 methods or 6 type of question, whatever. Right? We'll see one by one. First one, limit x approaches 2. Okay, we'll put 2. X squared plus 5 divided by x. Right. So the first thing, when you get a limit question, the first thing you need to do is directly substitute that value. Okay, directly substitute that value and see whether you are getting an answer or you are not getting an answer. Okay, if you substitute 2, so it will be 2 squared plus 5 divided by x is equal to 2. So 2 squared is basically 4. 4 plus 5 divided by 2. So it will be 9 by 2. So it is equal to 4.5, right? So when you substitute 2, you are getting a value. So basically this function exists at 2. So no problem. Okay. So when x is equal to 2, this function is equal to 4.5. Right, finished. So whenever you get a question, the first step you need to do is you need to directly substitute that value and see whether you are getting an answer. If you are getting an answer, then the question is finished. Right? Second type, we'll write limit x approaches to maybe like we'll put 3. Okay, 3. X squared minus 9 divided by x minus 3. Right. What I told you, first substitute that value and see whether you are getting answer or not. Right. If you put 3 no, x approaches 3 no, so 3 squared minus 9 divided by 3 minus 3. So 3 squared is 9, so 9 minus 9 is 0, divided by 3 minus 3 is 0. Here is the problem, right? If you substitute 3, you are not getting answer. You can't divide a number by 0. So basically you can't do this. Here is the problem. So this function doesn't exist at 3, at x is equal to 3. So you have to use a trick to find, okay, like what value would be like, what value like it was moving towards. You have to find that. So first trick is called as factorization. So basically, what you have to do is check whether you can factorize this. So x squared minus 9. So in algebra, you may have seen this. A squared minus b squared, you can write this as a minus b into a plus b. Okay, a squared minus b squared, you can write this as a minus b into a plus b. So okay, x squared minus 9 no. So you can write this as limit. So you can write this as x squared minus 9, you can write this as 3 squared. Okay. So, so now you see a squared minus b squared. It is in the form a squared minus b squared. So basically you can write this as x minus 3 into x plus 3 divided by x minus 3. Now you see in the up also there in the numerator there is x minus 3, in the denominator also x minus 3. So you can cancel it. Now it like you see basically what you are doing is you are trying to simplify this. Okay. Now you can simply write the equation as x plus 3. Now try to substitute. Okay. Now try to substitute this. So it will be 3 plus 3. So answer is 6. Okay. So basically when x is equal to 3, the graph was moving towards number 6. Okay. Number 6, but actually it didn't touch 6, or like basically it didn't touch 6 because it got crushed, but it was moving towards 6. That is what we are using limit for, trying to predict. Okay, right. So first what I told you, directly substitute. Okay, if this didn't work, okay, factorize, try to factorize. Okay, if this works fine. Sometimes you can't factorize in certain questions or certain types of question, certain types of equations you can't factorize. We will see that kind of a equation. So limit x approaches 0, square root, okay, square root x plus 4 minus 2 divided by x. Now you see basically you can't okay, first of all what you have to do, substitute this and see. We substitute basically here x no, so you can't divide a number by 0, so substitution doesn't work. So factorization, you can't factorize this, nothing to factorize. So what you have to do, so basically, if you see this kind of a square root thing, the idea is to multiply it by its conjugate. What you have to do? You have to multiply it by its conjugates. Conjugate means nothing like difficult. Okay, we'll write the same question. X, x no. You have to multiply it by, okay, the numerator and the denominator write the same thing. Okay, root same, where is the root thing here? No, okay, write the same thing, square root x plus 4, instead of this minus put plus. It means if it is here minus, put plus, if it is plus, put minus. Okay, that's it. 2. So square root plus x4 plus 2. basically this and the numerator and the denominator are same. So what we are doing is we are trying to multiply it by 1. 1 means, uh, think like this. You have a number 10. Okay, you have a number 10. If you multiply it by 5 by 5, what is that? 10. Why? Because 5 by 5 means it is going to be cancelled 1, right? 5 divided by 5 is 1. So basically it is not going to affect this 10. Same thing. We are trying to multiply the numerator and the denominator, same thing. So it is not going to affect the question, right? So now see here, if you like, okay, right. Limit x approaches 0. Okay, now we'll multiply this. So in the denominator means the down part, okay? Numerator means the upper part. If you don't know, I'm just telling you, okay? X into root square root x plus 4 plus 2. In the upper part, the numerator, it is going to simplify it very, like, very easily. See here. Uh, one minute. 1 minute. I will raise this arrow mark so it will be clear. We'll take another color. Okay. Hmm. See here, think this as A. Okay, so A minus, think this number 2 as B. So A minus B into, think this as, what is this? A, no, A. Plus, this number is B. So what is that? A minus B into A plus B. What is that? A squared minus B squared. So it is going to be square root x plus 4 squared A squared, okay, minus B squared. What is that? 2 squared. It's going to be, B is 2, no? So 2 squared. So now you can see limit x tends to 0. So if you take a square for a square root, this square root going to be cancelled. It means, uh, square root means what? For example, let's say 10 square root of 10. What does that mean? 10 to the power half. Okay. If you don't know this, get to know this. A square root really means to the power half. Okay, to the power half. So we are going to square it. If you square it, this 2 and this 2 will be cancelled. So basically the number inside the root will, you will be getting 10. Okay, so same thing. So the square, if you square it, so it will be x plus 4. Here minus 2 squared is 4. Right. So x to the, x into root x plus 4 plus 2. Right. So limit x approaches 0. So plus 4 minus 4 is 0. So x, here x, root x plus 4 plus 2. Right. Here you see, here also x, here also x. Cancel it. Limit x approaches 0. 1 over root x plus 4 plus 2. Right. Now it is very much simplified. Now you can try the substitution. Try to substitute 0. So 1 over square root, if you put 0 for x, so 0 plus 4 plus 2. So it will be 1 over 0 plus 4 is 4. Square root, okay, square root 4 is 2. So 2 plus 2. So it will be 1 over 4. Okay. So this is the answer. So when x is approaching 0, the value of the function is closer to, like, around, like, around 1 over 4. 1 over 4 means 0.25. Okay, 0.25. Right? Okay. So direct substitution. Sorry. Direct, please, direct substitution. If it didn't work, factorization. If you can't factorize it, see whether there is something like square root kind of a thing. If so, what you can do is you can try to multiply it by conjugate. Right. Fourth time. Sometimes you may get questions, limits at infinity. Limits at infinity. So limit x approaches not a number, it is going to approach infinity. You may get questions like this. We'll do one question. Okay, let's put, 5x cube minus 2 divide by 2x squared, sorry, not squared, cube plus 7x. Right. If you get a question like this, it means they are asking when x is approaching infinity, what is the value of this? So if it is infinity, the trick to do this is you have to look at the highest power of x. What is the highest power of x? 3. It means x to the power 3 is the highest, no? Okay, x to the power 3 is the highest. So first of all, if you didn't get it, see here. Where are the x? Here x to the power 3. Here also x to the power 3. Here x to the power 1. So we didn't write it, but basically it is x to the power 1. So which is the largest? 3. So x to the power 3 is the largest, right? So what you have to do is you have to divide, okay, limit x to the infinity. You have to divide both sides by x cube like this. Okay, divide numerator and denominator by x cube. So if you divide it, uh, it will be like this. So basically you can separate this. Separate means what? 5x cube divide by x cube minus 2 divide by x cube, right? So 2x cube, here you see, okay, 2x cube divide by x cube plus 7x divide by x cube, right? So this x cube cancelled, so it will be 5. 5 minus 2 divided by x cube, right? X cube cancelled, so it will be 2 plus, here there is x, here there is x cube. So 1x, if it is cancelled, it will be 7 divided by x square, right? So limit x tends to infinity, right? Now what to do? Give me a minute, I will open a new whiteboard. Sorry, blackboard. So it will be limit infinity. So 5 minus 2 divide by, now let's substitute infinity. Okay, so 2 divide by infinity, divide by 2 plus 7 divide by like, sorry, infinity cube means basically infinity. Okay, so x is infinity means infinity cube also like infinity, so here also it will be like infinity. So if you divide a number by infinity, it is equal to 0. Okay, if you divide a number by infinity, it is equal to 0. If you didn't understand that, I will teach you that. See here, take a number, any number, like take 10. Okay, if you divide it by 5, what is the answer? So if you are dividing it by 1, so what is the answer? 10. You are dividing it by 2, what is the answer? 5. You are dividing it by 5, what is the answer? 2. So when you increase this number is reducing. You see here, this number is reducing. So 10 divided by 100, you see how much? 0.1. So it was, in the start it was 10, 10, 5, 2, and it was reducing. So if you increase this number step by step, it will go, this the answer will be going towards 0. It will be getting near 0. So basically you are dividing 2 by a very very large number, not number, infinity is not a number, but still. So still if you divide a number by infinity, it will be getting around, like it is getting very closer to 0. So you can write this as 5 minus 0 divided by 2 plus 0. So it will be 5 divided by 2. The answer is 5 divided by 2. Okay. So when you get an infinity, what you have to do? You have to check, so you have to see what is the highest degree. Degree means x to the power, and you have to divide it by, divide it. Okay. Right. Fourth type of fifth type, okay. Fourth type, okay. First is direct substitution, factorizing, conjugate, so limit at infinity. Fifth type, okay, fifth type, that is called as L H O P I T L. So basically, so how to read this? It is a French name, okay? It is a French name. So we can pronounce this as l'hôpital, okay? L'hôpital. So basically, there is no sound for this H, okay? So there is no sound for this H. So you can pronounce it as l'hôpital, okay? L'hôpital. So this is a French name. So basically this is a rule. So what does that rule say? We'll do a question so you can easily understand. So let's take, so first of all I will tell the rule so it will be easy. So let's take limit x approaches, okay, a specific number, okay, x approaches a specific number, and there are two functions, okay, there are two functions. So if you like substitute this or substitute this, if you are getting 0 divided by 0 or you are getting infinity by infinity, basically you can't continue, then you are seeing whether you can factorize this. No, you can't multiply it by conjugate. No. So what to do? At that position, you can use L'Hopital rule. So what does that say is the limit x approaches a, so basically like two terms are getting divided. Okay, sorry, fx gx. This would be equal to f dash x. So limit x approaches a, f dash x divided by g dash x. This dash means, what does that mean? You have to differentiate. You have to differentiate. If you don't know how to differentiate, this would be little tough. But I will teach you little bit of differentiation. But like don't worry, okay? Don't worry. So what you have to do is you can differentiate the numerator, the denominator. You need to differentiate this and you try to substitute that and you can get the answer, right? We'll do a question so you can easily understand. So we'll take limit x approaches to, but we will take limit x approaches to 2, okay, x cube minus 3x squared plus 4, x minus 2 whole thing square, right? So what is, we'll try to substitute, okay, we'll try to substitute. First step what you have to do, you have to substitute and see. So if you put 2 here, it will be 2 cube minus 2 3 into 2 squared plus 4 divided by 2 minus 2 squared. So it will be 0 divided by 0, okay, 0 divided by 0. In such case, what you can try is you can try this L'Hopital rule. So I'll write the question like 0 divided by 0. No, you can't do that, you can't do that, okay? In maths you can't divide the number by 0, so it is not allowed. So what you can do is, wait 1 minute. The answer for this will be equal to, the answer of this will be equal to the derivative of this. It means you have to differentiate this and write it here, and you have to differentiate this and write it here. The answer for this will be also equal to this. Both the answer will be same. So that is this rule. So if you want to differentiate this, okay, if you want to differentiate this, so it will be 3, if you differentiate x cube minus 3x squared plus 4. Okay, if you don't know differentiation, I will teach you a little bit basic, okay, quickly I will teach you a little bit basic. If you differentiate a number, for example, let's say y is equal to 5. So this is how we write differentiation, differentiating y in respect of x. If you differentiate a number, it is equal to 0. It can be any number, 1000, 1,000,000, whatever number. If you differentiate a number, it is equal to 0. Okay, if you differentiate x in respect of x, it is equal to 1. Okay, if you differentiate x, it is equal to 1. Okay, let's say x to the power 4. There is power, okay, there is power for x. So in such case, okay, wait, before that, let's say y is equal to, a number is getting multiplied with this x. It means 3x. Okay, here if a number is getting multiplied with the x, you don't need to worry. Okay, you don't need to worry anything. Just put that number 3 into what is here, x. If you differentiate x, what is that, 1. So 3 into 1, 3. Now fourth one, if you have powers, so for example x to the power 4, very simple. If there is power, what you have to do is bring that 4 in front. So 4x, subtract 1 from this, what is here earlier, 4. So 4 minus 1, So that is equal to 4x to the power 4 minus 1 is 3. This is the answer. Okay, simple. Right. Let's say instead of x, okay, let's keep it like that. Okay. So now you see x cube. So what is that? So you have to bring that 3 in front. So 3x. So 3 minus 1. So 2 minus. If there is a number in front, you don't need to worry. Just put that number 3 into x squared. You have to differentiate x squared. So the 2 will come in front. So 3 into the 2 will come in front. So 2x. Here 2 minus 1. So it will be 1. X to the power 1. Plus, what is here 4? If you differentiate a number, 0. Right? Right. So, in the below part, what you can do is, first of all, you expand this. Okay, first of all, you try to expand this. So, if you expand a minus b whole thing squared. If you expand this, it will be a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So, it will be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay, plus 4. So you have to differentiate this. So x squared means if you differentiate that 2a, 1 minute. Sorry, the blackboard got crushed, so I have rewritten the question. So we have differentiated this. Okay, so now we have to differentiate this. So first of all we have expand this. So if we differentiate this, so it will be x squared means 2x, right? What is here? Minus. So minus, if you differentiate 4x, it will be 4, plus if you differentiate a number, it is equal to 0. So basically this L'Hopital rule tells that if the answer for this will be equal to this. Okay, right. Now what we will do is, what we can do, we can take 3x as common in the numerator, so it will be x minus 2. In the denominator we can take 2 as common, so it will be x minus 2. Now you see x minus 2, x minus 2, so you can cancel. So it will be 3x by 2. So our limit x approaches 2. Right. So what we got? 3x by 2. So now you can go and substitute this 2. So 3x by 2 now. So if you substitute 2 here, 3 into 2 divide by 2. So 6 by 2 is 3. So the answer is 3. So the L'Hopital rule tells that, for example, there is a function in the numerator, there is another function in the denominator. Okay, so if limit x approaches a number, okay, any number, we'll put that as a. So the L'Hopital rules tell that, like if you directly substitute this value, if you are getting 0 by 0, or if you are getting infinity by infinity, so don't panic. What you can do is, so try to find the answer for of this. G limit x plus this, right? So if you can't find the answer for this directly, so if you are getting 0 by 0 and infinity by infinity, like you can't find this answer directly. So they are telling you to find the answer of this. It means f dash x means the derivative of this. G dash x means the derivative of this. It means you have to differentiate fx and write it in the here. You have to differentiate this that denominator and you have to write it here. Okay, now try to find the answer of this. Okay, so this answer will be equal to this. That is the theorem. Okay, so this answer will be equal to this. So that is the logic. Okay, so nothing difficult. Sometimes my explanation would be like a little complicated, or maybe I didn't explain it well, but actually it is a very easy thing to do. Okay, so if you like practice 2 3 questions, it will become very easy. Okay, right. Now the final part, seventh, okay, sixth. That is trigonometry limits. Okay, trigono limits. This is the final part we are going to see. So there are two functions you need to memorize. Right? The first one is limit x approaches 0. Okay, when limit is x, sorry, limit x approaches 0, Sin x divided by x is equal to 1. This is the first trigonometry limit you have to memorize. Sin x divided by x, when limit x approaches 0, sin x divided by x is equal to 1. Okay, you don't need the proof, but if you wonder how it came, okay, I will show you. Okay, first of all, what you have to do, try to substitute the value. Okay, we'll do this as a question, so it will be fun. Okay, sin x divided by x. So first of all, try to substitute 0. So it will be sin 0 divided by 0. So it will be sin 0 is how much? 0. So divide by 0. Now you see, you are getting 0 by 0. So you can't find the answer directly. But you have a hint. If it is 0 by 0, so and you can't factorize, you can't multiply it by conjugate, nothing you can't do. What is the rule you can use? L'Hopital rule. So what does that say? Sin x tends to 0, sin x divide by x, no? What you can do is limit x approaches 0, you have to differentiate sin x. What is that? If you differentiate sin x, it is cos x. Okay, now you have to differentiate x. What I told, if you differentiate x, it is 1. The answer of this will be equal to this. So if you can find the answer of this, you don't need to worry about this. That is the thing. That is the L'Hopital rule. So now we'll try to substitute 0 here. So cos 0 divided by 1. Cos 0 is, okay, you are putting 0 for x. Cos 0 is 1. 1 divided by 1. So that is equal to 1. So that's how this one came. See how useful this L'Hopital rule, right? So this is how it came. But this is a very fundamental rule. You don't need to just like you can memorize it and you can write it. Okay, right. There is another rule. The second rule: limit x approaches 0, 1 minus cos x divided by x is equal to 0. The answer for this is 0. Okay, same thing, same L'Hopital rule. Using L'Hopital rule, you can prove this. Okay, same thing, you have to differentiate this and you have to substitute 0, you will get the answer will be 0, right? These are the two rules. I will show, okay. Right. What is the first rule? I told limit x approaches 0, sin x divided by x, right? There can be two types of question they may ask you. Okay, in the exam, there can be like two types. First type is like this: limit x tends to 0, sin, let put 4x divided by x. They can be asking like this: what is the answer of this? Okay, right. So you have to know that it doesn't need to be xx. It can be like this also. For example, limit x approaches 0, sin 7x divided by 7x. This is also 1. Okay, this is also 1. Basically, the number here, the angle here need to be as the number here. Okay, the number here need to be like the number, these two things need to be the same. That's it. If so, the answer is 1. Okay, so basically you want a 4 here, you want a 4 here, so what you can do, you can multiply 4 by 4. So both sides you can multiply by 4. Now what will happen? So it will be limit x 0, 4 into this 4 will be in front. Okay, 4 into sine 4x divide by 4 into x, 4x. Now you see sine 4x divide by 4x, right? What is that? 1. So in exams, if you get a question, surely you have to write the sin x divided by x is equal to 1. So like from that only you are getting this. Okay, so 4 into, what is the value of this? 1. So 4 into 1, 4. The answer is 4. There can be another type also. This kind of a question you may get. Second type, limit x approaches 0, sin, like numerator also sin, in the denominator also they will put sin, like sin 3x divided by sin 7x. Okay, so what you have to do here is you have to manufacture this. you have to manufacture this. How to manufacture? Simple, very very simple, nothing to worry. Okay, what you can do? Simply you can divide both sides by x. Okay, limit x approaches 0. So divide both sides by x, right? Now it became like the first question. So now what you can do? Right. Now what you can do? Limit x approaches 0. Now you can do is 3 by 3. Here 3x no. So here also in the down part also you need to get 3. So what you can do? 3 by 3. Here what you can do? 7x no. So 7 by 7. So it will be, this 3 will come in front. So 3 sine 3x divide by 3x. Okay, 1 minute. Divide by, here sine, there is this 7 will be coming front. 7 sine 7x divide by 7 into x, 7x. Right, now you can put a bracket like this. Right, so 3 into, what is the value of this? 1. What is the value of this? 1. Okay, so 3 into 1 divide by 7 into 1. So in the better to write this. Okay, how you go, how you know sine 7x divide by sine divide by 7x is equal to 1? From this form, from this trigonometry limit. Okay, you have to write like this. Right, so it is 3 by 7. This is the answer. Okay, so these kind of questions you may can get. So what is the second rule we saw? One limit x approaches 0, 1 minus cos x divided by x is equal to 0. So this is the second trigonometry limit. Okay, you have to memorize. No need to memorize, but like otherwise you have to use the L'Hopital rule and you have to first of all like prove it. If you can memorize this, it would be easy. You can directly use this in your exams. Okay, so that's what. So we'll do a question in this also. Let's say limit x approaches 0, 1 minus cos 5x divided by 2x. Okay, so you see here, whatever here need to be here. Okay, whatever here need to be here. So here cos 5x is there, here 2x is there. So basically in the down part also you need to get 5x. So first of all what we will do is we will remove this 2. Okay, so we will, it will be half. Okay, like what is this 2? The 2 is in the denominator, so it means 1 over 1 over 2. So 2 half into limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos 5x, here x, we have removed this 2 like this. Okay, right, now same thing, what you can do? 1 minus cos 5x now divide by x, multiply both sides by 5. There is a half in front. Okay, there is a half in front, so it will be half into, so if you multiply it, so this 5 will come in front. So 5 into 1 minus cos 5x, 5 into x, 5x. Now you see the angle is the number in the denominator. So this is basically, what is that? This is basically 0. So half into 5 into, this is equal to 0. So it will be half into 5 is 5 by 2, 5 by 2 into 0 is 0. So the answer is 0. In sorry, in this particular step you have to write this rule. Okay, write this function. So write this limit. Okay, from this only you are writing 0, otherwise the examiner would wonder how you got 0 here. So in this particular step you have to put a bracket and put some 3 dots. So you can write 1 minus cos x divided by x is equal to 1. So that's from this only I have got 0, sorry, 0. Okay, 0, from this only I have got 0 here. So half into 5 into 0 is 0. The answer is 0. So that's it. So I hope you understood, but some in some places my explanation would be little vague, like maybe not good enough. So if you have any doubts, don't like feel free to ask me in the comments. Okay, if I see your comment, I will surely reply. So I have tried my best to like explain limit section under 30 minutes. Maybe I don't know the time, maybe I got like 40 minutes. So I hope you understood. So if any like, the only thing you can do is try to do lot of questions, practice lot of questions. So actually it is a very very easy section subject. Okay, so try to practice lot of questions. So that's it. See you in the next video.